everybody, welcome to Logan's Chess Corner. Today we're going to focus a bit more on forks for the day. Now, this is going to be all about seeing forks ahead and knowing when they're good or not. Okay, so as I'm setting up this position here. Okay. Wait. There. Okay, so there's a fork in 2 moves. I'll give you a few. You might want to pause your video to try and find the fork. Remember I said a few lectures ago, it's all about thinking ahead, thinking what they might do. Okay. Give you a few seconds. Pause the video if you like. Okay, we're back. Now, the correct move was knight c4. And if the king goes here, it's just a deadly fork. King, queen. So the better move would be here. Then you get to the prize square here, and you're forking. And then the queen moves, and then you take the rook. Okay, so let's move on to another example. Now we're going to focus on queen forks. Now, queen forks are, well, queen forks. Now, so the knight, if you're looking for forks, it's often good to look for a piece that's undefended. In this case, this knight is undefended. Where can the queen move to attack the king and the knight? There's a couple different choices. I'll give you a few seconds. Pause your video if you'd like. Okay, we're back. Now, there was 3 possible forks, if you do not see them. One was this, it attacks the knight and the king. Another was this, it attacks the knight and the king. And a third actually is this. It attacks the knight and the king. So there's 3 forks in that position. Now we're gonna do some positions about pawn forks. I have some pawns here, and we're going to focus on forks of them. Now, pawns can sometimes be pretty deadly forkers, like in this position. Remember, pawns can move 2 squares in front. I'll give you a few seconds to figure out and try to figure out what the pawn fork is. Pause your video if you'd like. We're back. Okay, now, this pawn can move 2 squares and attack the king and the rook. So the king has to move out of the way. We take the rook. Let's move on to our second to last example. It is a king fork. What? Can a king even fork? Yes, it can. Now, the rook's undefended. The bishop is defended. Okay. Here we go. So the knight's undefended and the bishop's undefended. Is there a way that the king can attack both pieces? I'll give you a few seconds. Pause the video if you'd like. Okay, we're back. The correct move was king d3. Because if the bishop moves, we get the knight. And if the knight moves, we get the bishop. There's no way that the knight can move to guard the bishop. And there's no way that the bishop can move to guard the knight, because the bishop is opposite colors with the knight. And remember, the bishop can never cross onto another color. This is our last fork example. It's an example of a rook fork. Now, is there any pieces undefended? Always when you're looking for forks, the first question to ask is if there's anything that's undefended. And in this case, this pawn is undefended. Is there a way that the rook can attack the king and the pawn? I'll give you a few seconds. Pause the video if you like. Okay, we're back. So the correct move was rook to d5. Because the king has to move somewhere. It doesn't really matter. And then we get the pawn. Well, that was a pretty easy lecture. Hopefully now you understand a little bit more about forks. Next lecture, we're going to go on how some pretty basic checkmates are made. Till next time, this is Logan, signing off.